Good morning, students. Once again, I am before you all, bringing some more chapters for the revision of half-yearly examination. You know, this is very important exam for you, and we have to prepare very well all the chapters and the poems, all types of questions, and that's why in the first video I have already discussed a number of questions from stories, and in this part, that is the second video, I am going to explain you some of the questions from the poems. And you know, this time you have very interesting poems, all the poems that you have read. So let's see what are the questions that I have brought to discuss with you for half-yearly examination. I am sure you know them, and everything will be fresh right now where we will discuss them. Here, as you know, the poem Your World. Very interesting poem, very motivating and inspiring poem. As you were very excited in the class when you learned this poem and you asked several questions. So let us see here what is in this poem and what the questions are being asked. Here the first question is, what is the speaker like initially? Means in the starting phase, in the beginning, what was the just a position, what was the status of the speaker, the poetess? What fears do you think kept her from pursuing the life that she wanted, the life she dreamed, the life she just wanted? What were the hindrances, obstacles that came in her life? Which line from the poem tells that she was afraid? So there are so many parts of the question, and let us see one by one. What is the speaker like initially? Initially means in the beginning, in the starting, the speaker was norm abiding. She was bound with the restrictions, all their social bounds, moral bounds. She had restrained herself from accomplishing her dreams. A boundary was there which really restrained her, stopped her from accomplishing her dreams, her aspirations, her wishes. So it is here she had restrained herself from accomplishing her dreams, ambitions and aspirations. Social prejudices, no doubt we all are here, every time we face social prejudices, and that is what here one of the biggest problems that we face when we really try to go ahead in our life. So social prejudices and the fear of getting judged kept from her pursuing the life that she wanted. Another question, the line, my wings pressing close to my side. Here you can see this line, you can find this line in the poem. My wings pressing close to my side tells us that she was afraid. What inspired the speaker to leave her nest and fly? The realization that there is a promising world she discovered. She had self-realization that there was a confirmed world, a promising world outside the confines in which she was restrained. She realized that there was a promising world, a definite world, a bright world, okay, and that was outside the confines of her circumstances, inspired the speaker to leave her nest and fly, to explore, to go in that wonderful world, the world in which she could realize, she could fulfill her dream, her aspirations, her ambitions. As a result, the speaker began shattering everything that was restricting, making her hesitant to explore the world. So, to go to that world, wonderful world, to reach her uttermost reaches, she just broke all that restrictions, shattered all the restrictions and all her hesitant, so that she could enter that world, explore that world she wanted. The freedom and levels of success she has achieved has been rapturous and powerful. When she got that achievement, the success she had dreamed, she wished, she no doubt felt that she got that rapturous cheerfully, and that was powerful, full of happiness. Another question from the same poem is, with rapture, with power, with ease, where do you think the speaker found the power or the strength to pursue her dreams? The speaker found the strength to pursue her dreams within herself. It was not something around her or outside the world. We all have. We have to explore within ourselves, to explore in our own potentiality, a scope that will give us confidence, that will give us determination, and that will no doubt lead us to all successes we want in our life. The poem is about self-discovery. This poem, Your World, is about self-discovery, to discover ourselves, our strength. That brings to her a new sense of confidence and conviction. That self-discovery of the poetess brought her a new sense of confidence and conviction that she could do anything she could do, she wanted. The speaker compares herself to a little bird. In the poem, she herself compares with a little bird whose wings were at first pressed closely to her sides. She was perhaps conditioned by circumstances. She was bound, she was restricted not to cross that threshold. But soon she found a strength within herself to explore the exciting world of endless possibility that beckons, that was beckoning her, that was calling her, you come, this is your world. And she, of course, achieved. In your opinion, what makes our world big or narrow? In my opinion, our confidence, willpower and conviction make our world big or narrow. This is our self-confidence, our own willpower and conviction. That only makes this world either big or narrow, big or small. The person who explored to his or her within self and potentiality realizes the strength and power and find his or her way of life one likes to live in the world. We have just to feel ourselves, discover ourselves, our innermost strength, potentiality that we are endowed, granted by Almighty. We all have. We have left here upon the circumstances, where the circumstances will lead us, will provide us. Here another poem is here, also no doubt increasing our self-confidence, our model. Hope is the thing with feathers. Here is also feathers, birds, hope. Which lines from the poem tell us that the speaker has found hope in the most disparate of circumstances? The lines that is from the poem that tell us, and sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm, tell us that the speaker has found hope in the most disparate of circumstances. What is the emotion expressed by the speaker in the last two lines and why? The speaker has heard the bird sing during the hardest, coldest times when emotions are churning and life subtle. But even when things are extreme, hope is still there. Hope doesn't leave us. Hope is in every circumstances, just clutching, perching our soul. So hope is still there and never asks for anything in return. Hope doesn't demand anything from us. She says this to show the perpetuity of hope. Hope exists in the cruelest of time, never asking anything for anyone for anything in return. That is the hope that we can realize every time within our heart. Whatever circumstances you are facing, you get failure and failure and failure. But there will be hope that can give you a strength to wait for the success. Success will come and the hope never leaves you. That is the hope which helps us to suffer, to survive and to carry on our just all situations, all sufferings under any circumstances, because the hope gives hope. Thank you, students. These were some of the questions that I had brought. I discussed to you in the video, but I will have some more questions, more and more in the class. So thank you very much. Hope you must have understood this one and you must have made fresh everything what you learned earlier in the poems. Thank you students very much.